What's up, guys? We back. We're here giving you our Western Conference play-in predictions. Should be fun.
We are lacking a Rob again because we're.
But wait, he's
filming
right
this
there.
Right after.
I don't Rob. He's gone.
I don't have the Photoshop skills to pull that off, but I can. We'll try. We'll never know.
We'll do something.
But
he might be there for the rest of the video, but
he's never gonna leave. But no, so we're going to hop into the Western Conference, starting off with the 5-12 matchup, which is our Edmonton Oilers and the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yes, sir. All right, let's do this. So, what's Rob's prediction?
Rob has the Oilers winning in 5 games.
I mean, I could see it,
again,
but Zach and I have the same prediction.
We both have the Oilers winning.
We have them in 4.
But it's in 4.
But, I could see the Chicago getting 2.
We've talked a lot, like we mentioned with the Penguins, the playoff experience.
Yeah.
And that is something that Chicago does have a lot of over the Oilers. I mean, they've won 3 cups just like the Penguins have. But
Kane is kind of an Oilers slayer.
In a way, he's also scored on his own net against the Oilers. So, that was a while ago, though. But I will say this, I think there's a lot of people talking about the Oilers' depth being a problem, and I think Ken Holland...
I don't really think
newly minted Hall of Famer Ken Holland. I think he did a good amount to assess things at the deadline. Just thinking about it.
I personally think Athanasiou needs to play with McDavid.
So do I.
I think Ennis is a good fit in our bottom 6.
The one person that at this point I'm wondering where he fits is Neil. He's the only person I don't know where he's going to fit in.
He really is. He's a good secondary scorer guy.
He's a power play guy at this point. That's the problem.
Yeah. So,
I think he's got 12 power play goals this season. And he started off really hot. I think he matched last year's total in 5 games.
Yeah.
But he kind of slowed down. He got hurt. He's been hurt. But you've got guys like Riley Sheahan and Josh Archibald who were a part of a Penguins Cup run in 2017. They are good players.
They're great penalty killers too.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Oilers have a
They have
top
the best power play and the second best penalty kill.
Yeah. Our special teams are unreal, so...
I think we finished with the second highest combined percentage of special teams.
Yeah.
Other than the Islanders in the 80s at some point, I believe.
We almost broke a record.
I think we were a percentage off.
Yeah.
But the Oilers, again, it's as it always is. It's going to come down to goaltending. Can Corey Crawford stand on his head and be playoff Corey Crawford, or is he going to be last season's regular season? He's done okay this season. I think the biggest mistake. Okay, I can't say biggest mistake because when the trade was made, they didn't know they were the 12th seed. They didn't look like they were making the playoffs. No. The Lehner trade.
Yeah,
that Golden Knights.
So that's where kind of the 24 format kind of screwed some teams.
Because the lower teams were well, no, we're not making playoffs. Let's just get some assets.
Yeah.
Which is what Chicago did with Robin Lehner.
Now
who was their better goalie?
Schitt's Creek, because they've got
Malcolm Subban.
He was a good backup. No disrespect to him. He played good with Vegas. And it was a good return with whatever else they received.
It was that and a couple
And
picks.
Crawford, of course, he's not a bad goalie. He's just not a good
He
goalie.
Definitely picked it up after this season compared to last. I'll say that. I just don't. But again, you've got Mike Smith.
Easily.
Yes, that's true.
I think he had 2 concussion injuries this year.
Maybe. Then you got the Oilers, who are looking at right now Koskinen and Mike Smith, who are good goaltenders. They've I think looking at the numbers, I think Smith has one more start this season than Koskinen does. Dave Tippett has been
amazing.
Very good, splitting the starts extremely evenly.
Smith has been hot.
And
he had that 1 month where he was garbage. But then after that...
the new year, I think it was, that he started
every start he had, he played good. We may not have won the game, but we still, played amazing.
The one thing that worries me with Mike Smith is the streak, because he started off pretty well, then he went cold, and then he went hot again. Is he going to be cold now?
Yeah, it's the good
But...
Well, you could say that about any player.
Yeah, that is true. Break. That is true. Now, the one thing I just say is, it seems like whenever one goalie's kind of struggling, the other one's playing really well. I'll say that for this team, which is something that not a lot of teams have been able to implement with the tandem setup.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised to see this series go 5 like Rob has it. I just think the Oilers' firepower, McDavid, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Nugent-Hopkins, who am I forgetting? And Athanasiou, Ennis, Cassian. Yeah.
Also, McDavid's been training for like the last 3 months, where a lot of guys have barely skated.
There are some guys who have skated a lot, but McDavid's definitely got a bit of an advantage when it comes to being in Canada and Ontario and whatnot.
Definitely.
But we'll see what happens in that series. But the official prediction is the Edmonton Oilers in 4 games.
Yes, sir.
So we'll hop into series number 2, which is the Calgary Flames and the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, we're back. I keep saying that, but we got the Flames and the Jets next. This is going to be his favorite series.
This is my number 1 series. I
can see why. Maybe because we're Oilers fans.
My least favorite team is the Calgary Flames, but my second favorite team is the Jets. I love this Jets team. They're a lot of fun to watch. Mark Scheifele, Patrick Laine, Blake Wheeler.
Streaky.
They are streaky, but Connor Hellebuck could have earned Hart nomination.
Yeah.
He played out of his mind. The one thing that scares me about the Winnipeg Jets is their defensive core. Neil Pionk and Josh Morrissey are their 2 big guys. The rest, Tucker Pullman, but the rest aren't great. Niku, Semi-Niku. Then you look at Calgary, who have struggled. Mark Giordano up there.
Definitely isn't performing like a Norris winner, but that was to be expected.
There's a drop-off to be expected. Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan haven't been great. Matt Tkachuk has been really, really good.
Yeah, he's been great.
I don't like the kid. Great hockey player, spectacular talent.
Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of
Don't like him because he's a flame. But he's one of those players where he's on your team, you love him. Otherwise, you just don't like him. Yeah, has one of the goals of the year against Nashville and the last second shot in overtime, which was ridiculous.
I hate to say it, but it was a sick goal.
It was absolutely bananas. This series is going to be a lot of fun. I think we've said this about every series. I'm gonna keep harping about it until
it really
it's
down
goaltending.
To goalies.
It's always gonna come down to the goalies.
I can't think of one series that we've talked about where it comes down to offense.
Well, yeah, because the goaltending it always comes down to that. Because if one goalie just plays better than the other, they're likely gonna win that series. Granted, in a 5-game series, it's a little bit different because there's not that range where it's like, okay, well, we still have 4 games. Like you go down 3-0, or you go down 3-0. It's like, okay, well, we still need to win 4 games, but we have. It's not like you go down 2-1. Okay, well, we only need 3 of the next 4. You go down 2-1, you have to win out in 5, and that's that's tough for some teams. But we'll see what happens with this series. I wouldn't be shocked to see this go either way. This is a series that I'm really excited to watch. Rob has Calgary in 4. He had fair. The one thing though is, both Talbot and Riddick have been shaky as of late.
Yeah.
Riddick, since the stick flip against the Oilers, fell off a cliff. I think his save percentage is in the 800s, which shouldn't be happening if you're a starting goaltender, unless you're on Detroit.
We don't talk about that.
But I personally think the Jets are going to win this series. I have them in 5.
I have the Jets in 4.
Okay. So the consensus pick here at Hockey Business and More is the Jets in 4. But again, I could see this series, Calgary winning this series. It's one of those series where it could go either way.
For me, it's just the Jets' offense is more consistent. I feel like, whereas the Jets back end defense and goaltending can be shaky.
Yeah.
But for me, I just feel like every part of Calgary can be shaky.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the top units of the Jets
are going to
perform every 9 times out of 10. Whereas I feel like the Flames are
I'm sorry, if you're a goaltender who had people voting for you for the Hart, you're gonna be a big factor in a series.
Oh yeah.
And Connor Hellebuck did that. I will be shocked if he doesn't perform the way he's performed all season, and that's why I have the Jets going where he's going. But that'll wrap up the second round, I guess, the second matchup, and we'll head into the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes in the next one.
All right, we're back here with, in my opinion, what's going to be the most boring series to watch.
I don't know about boring.
The Coyotes.
I don't know about boring. I think it'll be the one series where I'm like, I'll follow it, but I won't want to watch every game.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
There's I find in every series there's a couple players where I'm like, I want to watch that player play.
Yeah. This team just...
I don't know about this one. Don't get me wrong, Yossi's a lot of fun to watch.
But both teams have just been really good. So mediocre.
I think this is the 7-12 matchup.
Yeah, it's one of the...
Or the 7-11 matchup, I think, or something along those lines. 6-11. No, 6-11, actually. It would have been 7-10. But we'll see what happens with this series. Rob has Nashville in 5. I thought that's 6 for a second. So he has Pecorine and UC Saros winning this matchup. I will say this: I love UC Saros. I think he's one of the best young goaltenders in the league, and I think he's probably going to end up starting a bunch of most of the playoffs if they go on a run. But at the same time, Arizona, Darcy Kemper and Antti Raanta have been a very good tandem.
Split.
I actually did say with the Oilers that the Oilers were one of the only teams who were able to pull the tandem off. Kemper and Raanta have been very good.
They've been pretty good together, yeah.
And so have Rene and Saros, to be fair. Like, this matchup is this is one that I don't think it's going to come down to goaltending because they're both good.
It's more going to come down to consistent offense.
Yeah. It's going to be who scores more, which I guess you could say comes down to, well, duh.
Yeah.
But
everything comes back to goalies. But,
well, yeah, because they're the most important position in hockey. You could have a bunch of AHL players, but if they can squeeze one past the opposing goaltender and you have Patrick Waugh in the net, you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think, the Coyotes got Taylor Hall, and we all know what happens when you have Taylor Hall.
Draft lottery. Clayton Keller is another name on there. Nick Schmaltz.
Yeah, but I do see
Phil
the Predators.
Stanley Cup champion 2 times. But I definitely think the Predators are going to win this series. I think it's in
5.
You have 5, eh? I was going to say 4.
I
think I've said 4 a lot.
I think Arizona will squeeze that
extra game out.
Fair
enough. So I guess we have Nashville as the consensus pick here.
Yeah.
Just like the Oilers and the Leafs, but we do have that. You two have it in 5.
Yeah.
So it will be Nashville in 5 in this series. Arizona gets another chance at the draft lottery, and well, it's a good thing they're leaving the Oilers division if that happens.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So we'll hop into our final matchup here, and that's going to be the Vancouver Canucks and the Minnesota Wild as we hop into the final matchup of the qualifying rounds.
Yes, sir. It'll be fun.
All right, we back with our final set of predictions here.
And I called the last series boring. I may stand corrected here. Any matchup with the Wild is a matchup I do not want to watch. We're getting at least 5 games of this, so ripperoni. But
at least 3 games of this.
Oh yeah. Yep.
At most, we're getting
massive
5.
brain.
But
okay, but the Canucks are fun to watch. Problem is here, both these teams don't have consistency.
That's fair. I think with Markstrom coming back for the Canucks, I think this is going to be a big matchup. Dubnyk isn't the starter in Minnesota right now. It's Alex Stalock, who is doing quite well for himself. I think he's a 20-game winner this season. Save percentage above 9, which is always what you want as a starting goaltender. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna ask Sam a question. I know the answer to it, and the question is, who leads the Vancouver Canucks in scoring?
Probably like JT Miller or some dude you'd never expect.
All right, my problem is I was expecting you to say Peterson, Besser, but Horvat, it is JT Miller.
Yeah,
that trade is looking better and better.
When you ask a question like that, it's going
to be an out there answer. But that's what I mean. JT Miller is a guy nobody really expected to play like this. He was a kind of a middle 6 guy in Tampa. Gets traded for like a first round pick, I think.
Something like that,
to Vancouver, and he's shining.
Yeah, he's playing good with
very brightly right now. It's like I think it's Horvat or Peterson and Besser or something. I think it's Peterson and somebody else. But this is a series. Rob has Vancouver in 3.
Oh, really? Pulling off the sweep.
Honestly,
I think this is going to go to 5.
I think this is a sweep.
Oh, yeah?
I think this is Vancouver. I think Markstrom's better than Stalock, and I honestly do not see Minnesota's a team that scores by committee, whereas Vancouver's a team that's going to beat you with 3 or 4 guys, and then the rest are just helpful.
Yeah.
Peterson's going to put up 4 or 5 points. Besser's going to score 4 times, that sort of thing. But then Minnesota's, it's like Eric Stahl's going to put in 2 goals. Ryan Suter's going to get 2 assists. It's always very lackluster, so to speak. They don't really have that one guy, other than, at the time, Zucker, but he's now in Pittsburgh, who's going to go out and put up those points. Parise is going to get 3 points, maybe, that sort of thing. So I'm going to say Vancouver in a sweep. Again, honestly, there's not a series in here other than Penguins and Habs that I don't see going either way.
Yeah.
But I do think Vancouver pulls off a sweep here. So does Rob. I have it going to Game 5.
But who do you have winning?
Oh, Canucks.
Oh, okay. I still think the Canucks are going to win it. But I think just the Canucks just really do lack consistency. don't get me wrong. I think Markstrom's good, but I don't think he's consistent, and that can bite you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
But that being said,
all it takes is one hot streak.
Wild are just not good.
I think the Minnesota Wild invented the trap, and for that I'll never cheer for them. But that's gonna wrap up the video
That's our
here.
predictions for the play-ins, and this could be for nothing because the NHL might not even do it.
It's possible it won't happen, but with the hub city being named Edmonton, Toronto, we're close. They've released a timeline. From the looks of things, August, I think it said July 31st or something was the first day of games. So we will hopefully have a video reacting to the second phase of the draft lottery.
Yeah.
And a video predicting the rest of the bracket once the play-in round happens. Obviously, we could go through and be like, okay, well, Edmonton wins here, so that means they take on this team. But we don't actually know what's going to happen with those top 4 seeds. They're going to be reseeded. So we're just going to wait until the qualifying rounds happen, and then we're going to predict the full bracket because it'll be a little bit easier to do that. But thank you guys.
Might also have Rob here.
Yeah, Rob might actually be able to be in a video. But thank you guys for watching. These videos are always a ton of fun to make.
Not fun to edit.
Well, editing's fine. Now that we're actually putting some effort into editing. But thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there.
See you all in the next video.
Yeah, we will see you later.
Maybe a quiz, maybe
hockey
something.
cards,
Hockey cards,
else.
something funky fresh. We'll think of something.
We'll have some fun. But we will see you guys in the next one. Later.
Peace.